Hi there, beautiful people. I'm back. Let's talk about pets today because I was just watching something else on YouTube and it was talking about Great Pyrenees. Oh my god, I love the breed. They're beautiful dogs. My oldest son has a Great Pyrenees mix. He is nothing but a gentle giant, big old goop ball. I just love that dog, and he loves me too. And every time I come over, he's always right there up under my feet. This dog is about almost as tall as I am when he's sitting on all four. Now, granted, I'm short. I'm not that tall. I'm barely 5'1". But this big old goop ball, he just thinks that he's something special. Like, oh, she's here. She's here. And then, but he's a big old goop ball. I just love him dearly. And he loves me too. Hey, John, I'm making a video. I'm making a video. Doesn't Nance dog just love me to death? His name is Chops. My son's had him since he was about 3 weeks old. He's just... Which ones? The ones I took off earlier?
Yeah.
Well, just move on then.
Which one are you video for?
Talking about dogs.
What about dogs?
How Chops, I just love him to death and how he loves me.
That dog's adorable.
Isn't he? He's just a real sweetheart.
He's a baby.
Yeah, he's Piper.
He's a big baby.
He is a big baby. Big, giant baby. My son's had him since 3 weeks old. The mom, she was Pyrenees. And apparently she had 10 puppies. And by the time they were 3 weeks old, she just didn't want to take care of them anymore. So my son got one of the puppies, and he's had him since then. Now, I've always had big breed dogs. One of my sons liked the little breed dogs, and he had 2 little Chihuahuas. These dogs were a handful. Those little Chihuahuas they were just a handful. But sadly, we had to have them put to sleep. One of them, she had allergies to everything. Everything. Oh, it was just awful. Every medication that we put her on just did not help. And there was nothing else that the vet could put her on to help her. And her health just started to decline really fast. So we had her put to sleep. My husband's crying. I'm crying. It was awful. And then we had the male Chihuahua, and he had congestive heart failure. Poor little thing. Had to have him put to sleep. Broke my heart. God, did it. Felt like somebody just ripped my heart out, threw it down on the floor, and started doing the Mexican hat dance all over it. I just felt that bad. I've always owned large breeds. I had a Irish Setter mix. I had a Chow mix before. Something about mixed breeds that are large that I end up getting. Well, the day after we had the male Chihuahua put to sleep, I went to our local animal shelter and I adopted a dog. She's half cattle dog. I ain't doing that no more. Even though she's only half cattle dog, it's still a very strong instinct in them to herd everything up into the corner. Well, that's what she does. She herds the cats into a corner. That doesn't work out too well. Usually ends up in her nose looking like a pincushion by the time the cats are done with her. But, and I'm glad that we did get her, even though she likes to herd everything. I'm glad that we got her because I don't know how, I don't know why, but she's able to detect my husband's seizures and his strokes. When he has one, she refuses to leave his side. In this last major stroke that he had last year, he fell on the floor. He fell on her blanket where she lays at. She refused to move from his side. I was trying to get her to move so I can get him rolled over so I can start CPR up on him. And she refused to. Every time I tried to pull her away from him, she would run right back towards him. So, and then my husband has a service dog. He's 16 years old. He's a little Cairn Terrier, like Toto from The Wizard of Oz. It's not black though. His is silver and black. I think that's the colors that, I don't know how they mark him up on the papers, but I think that he would be considered silver and black, or a gray and black. But dogs are very interesting. So are cats. Cats are more aloof, and like my mom would always say, cats adopt you, you don't adopt them. And so my husband got adopted by 2 cats. I love cats, but I don't own any. I refuse to. I get too emotionally attached, and when something happens to them, it just breaks my heart. But shh, don't tell anybody. Everybody thinks I'm some big old meanie that I don't care about animals, in which I do. I absolutely love animals. That's why I snagged up over 40 stray cats outside, humanely trapped them all, and got them all fixed. Every single one of those feral cats, I got fixed. I paid to get them fixed, up out of my own pocket. I got over 40 cats fixed. Would I do it again? Probably not. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think I would play it by ear next time. Because that was a lot of cats I took in. Just me alone. Over 40 cats. Called my vet's office. They were like, you bringing in another one? Yep, I'll be there in a few minutes. And this went on for a little over 2 years. I was mainly trapping them and then getting them fixed and bringing them back where I trapped them at and having my husband release them where I trapped them at. I'd rather release them in an area that they already know. So my husband and I, we talked about it, and saw a Bengal cat a few years ago, and I wanted to trap it. My husband was like, leave that thing alone. Leave that big old cat alone. I was like, I'll trap it with a large humane trap, and he goes, leave it alone. So I didn't even mess with it. But then I found a female Bengal cat. I didn't realize how mean they were. Because my husband has a mixed one. He has a Bengal mix. Well, I went for a walk one day, and I just happened to be walking by, and I saw this little Bengal kitten running out from under this van. I was like, oh, it's such a pretty kitty. All of a sudden I hear, I'm like, good Lord, where is that coming from? All of a sudden here comes the mama from out under the van. I'm like, I'm not even touching your baby. I am walking away. But the whole time I'm walking away, I'm looking over my shoulder like, she almost nailed me from behind. I'm like, good Lord, I am not even messing with your baby. All I said was kitty to it. And this cat wanted to just tear me up. But I do. I love cats. I love dogs. I love all animals, except for spiders. Ew. That is one thing I can't deal with. The other day where was I? I was outside smoking a cigarette, and all of a sudden, I kept on something like up on my forehead and in my hair, and I went like this. And there was a red spider hanging by a web like this. I about had a conniption. Almost. Almost. So proud of myself. I didn't scream like a 2-year-old and running through the parking lot. But I can't stand spiders. Don't like them. Rodents. As long as they're not near me. Because you can get rabies by a scratch. Not only them biting you, but if they scratch you, or if they lick you and they have rabies, you can end up with it. I don't play with no rodents. As long as they're over there, I'm over here. We're good. We're good. You know. Anything else on animals? Let's love all animals except for the spiders and rodents. And skunks too. Even though there's some stinky little things. One of my sons and I were come back from Temple. And I had to drive through this little town. I used to live up in that little town when I was a youngin'. And drove through there. And I went, ooh, peppy. Oh, I forget the country life and what it smells like. 'Cause I haven't been out there since I was a youngin'. But then started driving by and I'm like, ugh, Pepe Le Pew is just stinking up everything out here. But that's part of country life. Yeah. So, alright people, y'all come back now, you hear.